If you're a normal person who doesn't play Warzone non-stop, you might not know these 7 tips that'll help you in game. Most of these tips aren't talked about a lot. Some of them I've never seen, at least on YouTube. Let's talk about them now. Hi again, I'm Boomer. I'm old and I'm just trying to compete against all these 22-year-old sweat nerds. We'll go over the 7 tips now. If you stick around until the end, I'll give you a bonus tip. Tip number 1, change your skin. If you haven't noticed, the Caldera map is much brighter than the Verdansk map. There are vastly fewer dark areas and dark interiors and less hiding spots for those wearing dark skin. Dark skins have kind of lost their relevance. And thank God, I was tired of getting beamed by rose skins camping in building corners. So which skin should you use? I'm using this one. It's an Arthur skin you can unlock, I think, in multiplayer. Your whole goal when camouflaging is to give yourself even a momentary advantage by blending into the environment. Much of this map is green and covered by foliage. Your skin should match. Tip number 2, the art of closing doors quietly. If you're like me, a guy who has to play stealthily, especially end game, you've likely set up shop inside a house or building and done so quietly. Audio is key in this game, and opening and closing doors is audible to anyone nearby. You can open and close doors like this,
Mindful.
but there's a better way. You likely know you can edge a door open, and here's how you close it without making a sound, like a gentleman would. Tip number 3. If you find a field upgrade on the ground, use it or throw it down so an enemy coming behind you can't use it. This is especially important if you have dead silence and find one on the ground. Burn it. That way you aren't taken by surprise if somebody comes in behind you and finds it. Either way, burning munition boxes and ammo boxes make sure your opponents can't benefit from them later. Once you've burned your deadie, just go back to the one you found on the ground and grab it so the next guy can't. Number 4. Vehicles don't crash and explode as easily in Caldera like they often would in Verdansk. Developers seem to have changed the vehicle physics on this map, and it's good to know now. If you need to get away from a bounty hunter and get from A to B as quickly as possible, I found it's tough, albeit not impossible, to crash and explode a vehicle. Use this physics change to your advantage. If you really need to drive over a cliff, do so backwards. I've never crashed and burned this way. Tip number 5, when you kill an enemy, move and hide his or her loot. This sounds like a scummy thing to do, and it is. But if you kill somebody and that person goes to the gulag and wins, they're likely to drop back in on their loot. If it's not there, you just made his or her life much tougher and increased your chances of winning the next gunfight should you both meet again. Number 6, stash your cash before you grab your loadout. How many times have you died while grabbing your loadout? 1,000? 14 million? Yeah, it's a lot and it's frustrating. Loadout drops force players together and it's likely one or more of us is going to die. If you hide your cash before going to the loadout, however, and you end up dying while grabbing it, you can win your gulag and land back at your cash. When you die in Warzone, I believe you lose about 75% of your money. That's money you could use to buy a gas mask, UAV, self-revive, and so forth. You know what they say? A penny saved is a penny earned. If you don't die at the loadout, just go grab it again and be on your merry way. Number 7, spend a little bit of time before each gaming session practicing hitting headshots. I used to load up a lobby of bots and set the game settings to headshot only. Lately, I've been doing this against zombies. The point is you want the ability to aim at and hit headshots to become second nature. The time to kill in Warzone is ludicrously fast. If you're older like me or a casual who only hops on every now and then, your reaction speed isn't going to cut it. When you do react, you need your bullets to count. Most guns can be built with headshot multipliers, meaning shots to the head do more damage than shots to the chest or other parts of the body. If you want to win those close-up 50-50 gunfights, practice hitting your headshots. And now the bonus tip. If you're camping in a building and you have a dead silence, break a second story window or two. That way, if you hear footsteps outside, you can time your jump down to the ground and surprise an enemy from behind. I don't know how many times I've gotten easy kills this way, but it's a lot. It's a bit scummy, but winning in a battle royale is the name of the game. And the other 149 players in the lobby wouldn't think twice about doing it to you, so you shouldn't either. Well, that's it. We went over 7 tips and I gave you a bonus tip that should help you a bit in Warzone. What little discussed tips do you have that would help average or older players succeed in the game? Let me know in the comments. I really appreciate you watching the video, and until next time, get the hell off my lawn.